One.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader at TradeView Markets. It's Friday. It's Apple Day. You know what? It's for those of you who didn't fall over playing the game of hopscotch, if you will. Things are acting well. It's a little after 11 a.m. and Apple report. It's at the high of the day. You know, at this point, like I put on TGHs, I'll sign in a second. Is the longer it takes for it not to fall, to move down, the longer that probably won't. Let me try to take some off here. What am I working? USO crude. Wayfair. Wayfair's up $6. That's incredible. Zillow. Could have been someone. Hold on. Okay. What I'm saying is, listen, it might be different this time because a lot of the stocks are not really going up because of short squeezes. A lot of stocks are acting well as I do sign up, do go into TradeGATEHub, predicated upon good earnings with positive price action after a lot of economic data, including Powell, including even at NFP this morning. So I'll sign into TradeGATEHub just like I do everybody else. And for those that are tuning in or missed the whole week, I would please advise you to go to our greatest amenity in TradeGATEHub, besides Coach's good looks, is this red YouTube button. And you could see that we have getting over 3,000 subscribers. I'm going live. Coach had a great guest this week, a couple of great guests. He always has great guests, no matter how good he is. So if you missed, go here. The data that I post trickles out during the week, if you will, from starting with the most amount of economic data and or research and leading to the week where it obviously heats up and we get used to trading what's happening during the week, culminating and finishing this week. And we're going to do it strong. We are finishing strong. Okay, now let me go into the TradeView Markets. I signed in. Here we are today. Okay, I pointed out a couple of things before I get to the charts. They're punishing the stocks that are they're rewarding the stock. Oh, look at this thing. Is it going up? They're rewarding the stocks that they're doing well, and they're punishing the stocks that are not, i.e. like a Para or a Corvo or a Team or even like a Door or a Lyft. Even stocks that you thought would normally go with each other. Actually don't. For example, Lyft is going the opposite way of Uber. I mean, Uber is pulling a Shopify. Lyft is pulling a Para. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go to the charts. Those are all stocks that have been very, very active this week, literally as they are now. And happy Kentucky Derby weekend, as you can see, I normally don't wear that old of a hat. This one is a little bit faded. Look away there. Is a little bit faded, but it's a track hat. Hold on a second. Something happened here. Give me a second. Something ripped. Where's my charts? Charts. TGTX just ripped. There it goes. All right. No problem. How much do I have in that? I have a lot left? No, but I'm okay. Let it rip. Something's going. All right. You know what? I'll show you what I'm looking at. I mean, I'm transparent. Naturally, I have to be. So when I'm looking, what happened? This TGTX that I had a little problem with. It's not really because I'm buying it properly, but covering some is 33, 34. One of the hottest biotechs out there, judging by this chart, should know that, as well as Viking Therapeutics, VXTX. Look at this thing. It was Viking right here. I'm sorry, Viking Therapeutics. This is in the fund, and it should be. It's not. Look at this. Great bioacting best of breeds. A Wayfair, for some reason, had good earnings. Now Wayfair was breaking down 4 days ago, literally at a year low at 29. Now it's testing the 200-day moving average with volume. So stocks that make a $13.50 move, no problem. Square is doing the same thing. Even had a $3 move this morning, Square high to low. Let me go today. They didn't even know what to do. So it's good trading. As I say, it's a smash and grab on the open after a trend like Apple's setting today. Apple, after the smash and grab, it's not really real. Think about what's going on. Where's my EOG? EOG's 114. If it went against me, I would have held it. It even broke the gap. I should at the high, 118, covered at 116.20, went against the trend, but it isn't a downtrend. I should have added to it. You know what? I am short crude though, but that's going against me. So I guess the stocks aren't leading the commodity. It just had a downtick crude too, or before I came on. What's going on now? Para, see if D-Dog, another one example of earnings. I hope I'm in charts. D-Dog, another one into earnings. They're rewarding 3 days up. I'll give you an example of Lyft. Year lows is against the Uber, which I actually said was a buy on the open because people will be saying that Lyft is too extended or Uber's a little bit extended in the shorts. Look at the move Uber made. So the move Uber made $10 move, no problem. So people say, all right, Lyft breaking down, maybe Uber's an anomaly, but they took the shorts down 37, maybe 40 cents, and they took it up $1. And probably, it made its move. It was kind of a good thought of it, a day trade. Nice giddy up. It's not a mint julep, even though it's Kentucky Derby weekend, it's tea. Okay, Devon Energy. Look at this one. The one that took, that was up $2 at one point. British Petroleum did take the volume yesterday. Banks mixed. Wall opens up $6. US Bank. I was the only one in America buying US Bank, but that's what happens when you concentrate. I bought it when it never made this new. I think I bought it right here at lunchtime. Flushed out. Just like AYX. I sold AYX very poorly. I jumped out. 36.23. It's 36.65. That's what happens when charts are like this stuff. Now it's going to make a rounding bottom, if you will. DraftKings, another one, overthought it. Great chart. Continuing. You know what DraftKings looks like? Shopify. And the two strongest stocks on the board. Shopify reported earnings yesterday. It was up to 26%. Maybe came back $1 or $2 of people taking profits because of a number this morning. But for ones that didn't want to buy it in the hole, I get it. But once it broke yesterday's high, 20, even for the ones that didn't even would look ahead or maybe anticipate like this, like going through the flag of yesterday, which would have saved you some money. Where is that? Come on, what's wrong with you? Where's my pointer? I can't live without the pointer. The freaking this thing. Whatever. What's this price here? 58.50. Even if you didn't buy it through a new year high, what? Delete all studies. I can't have that. All right, there we go. Once we got through that 59, we even broke through yesterday's high, 59.60. You brought it up to 61. That's a nice trade. A lot of these stocks did the same thing. D-Dogs did the same thing. Gap back and fill. I don't know what to tell you. ONON. Even if you're going by relative strength, good earnings, blah blah blah, whatever. EPS, ONON. Another one doing. What's Skechers, by the way? See what that was about. ONON. Coach has that one. He pointed that out a million times. Best of breed now. New shoe thing. My chiropractor wears it. I live through him now. He's like 40, just divorced, got a Ferrari. I asked him questions. What's cool these days? I used to be the other way around, but I'll accept that role. He's buying the ONONs. There's a freaking closet full of them. So Wayfair. I hope he's not buying things from Wayfair, though. I'm short a little. Don't get me wrong. I'm short a little. My average price is 40. It's 41. Ugh, that's a bad short. I don't have much of it, though. How much do I have in Wayfair? Wayfair. BFRG. Wayfair 2000. Crude going? Crude's not going. EOG. What else do I have? RCL. Let's go over the RCL trade. Ooh. All right. I'm even in it. Okay. Started shorting RCL 73.65. Why did I short RCL? What? Because, well, I don't even look right here. You can look at the rest of the stocks. Yes, granted, Delta has a 1 day, first day up, if you will. Still below the moving averages. United Airlines, same thing. Let's even go to the other cruise line. Norwegian, which, by the way, if it really was, they really wanted to short squeeze this, which actually made me think the position. Maybe RCL is better than I thought, because if they wanted to take advantage of this cruise line short squeeze, if it is, I think NCLH, which is the granddaddy of them all, would have went up. What about Carnival? All right, it's broken too, although Carnival's now gapping. You know what I mean? I don't need the problem. RCL, let's go back to why I did it. Just that's freaking. Let's go to the daily. Okay. For my opinion, it is a little bit stretched, and that culminated with having a red bar yesterday with volume after the earnings news. Okay, so I took note of it. I knew I I actually had a good trade on it yesterday late into the close as the market was going down. RCL never broke its open from yesterday, which was what, 73.23. Listen. So into the close, I said, all right, I'll short it because I had crude. I thought maybe crude would pop, but I didn't take a position. So I shorted RCL, what, like 3 o'clock, 73.18. And I covered it near the close. That's why it was a good trade. I didn't have a lot of it, but it was more of a gauge. 2,000 shares. It was more of a gauge as I have 3,000 now. So it closed weak. Now today I thought I looked at the daily and then I looked at the weekly and I saw that this was the trend line for the weekly, the 200-day. And even if it went a little above it was 75.98. So I started shorting today at the trend line, which was 73.60. So it's trying to go more to 74. Then it did actually go through the 75 price strike price, as I said, this being a Friday and a kind of a heavy option price stock. I was just up in the thing. What happened? Ripping now. Market's ripping. It's not ripping. USO, not ripping. Wayfair, is that ripping? 41.60 it is. I'm not going to add to this thing. It'll come back to me. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Where's my Zillow? I sold that poorly. I punted Zillow on the gap up 48. Here's Zillow. Well, it has nothing below it now. I should have been adding to this thing. Yeah, buy me 20,000. I should have been adding to this on a, you know what? I should be adding to Zillow instead of selling it. Look, and you know what? I didn't anticipate Redfin, which is the granddaddy of them all. I saw that Redfin, which is the small Zillow. Now this thing has blue skies, if you will. I'd like to see it keep going, but it has the potential. So I saw at Redfin that basically closed at 7, opened up 7.33. I'm like, come on. Next thing I look, it's 8.50. So Redfin went from being up what, 10%? No, 4%. Next thing I looked, it's 9.25. So Zillow, I didn't anticipate that. I probably could be going to Zillow because they're going to sell the Redfin and take profits. And they'll again go back in the best of breed Zillow, which did have earnings yesterday, closed at the high and acting well. And technically, that's in the Shopify category. That's in the stocks that have been acting well in earnings, like DraftKings. It's not in the in the Paris sector. It's certainly not in Team. Actually, that's 135 now. What else? Square yet to be determined. Yet to be determined on Square. Actually, I had no interest. SDGR, that a sexy biotech company, and I do all sorts of blood stuff. I liked it. I missed it. Where was the 200-day? 20 top right, top left, 24.68. I couldn't catch it. I wanted to catch it if I didn't have. You know what? I probably wouldn't have caught it anyway, because I would have bid below 25, even though from 30 to 25 is a hell of a move. What's a couple of points? But I would, for this type of stock, I would have been in 8,000 shares for a smash and grab. So the difference between 8,000 shares from 25.17, when I thought maybe it would break, the 25 strike price, flush everybody out, and then I would have bought 8,000. Probably my average price would have been, 20. Let's even say 25. Next sell would have been 27. I would have offered it out. If I got a 25, I would have offered out at 26.72. I always do things in even numbers. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe 26, but 20. I do things in even numbers. Anybody here knows that? Should know that. WPM. Okay. How about this? This one was giving me a headache. I was short this from when it broke below. I turned around from 49, 52.5. So I've been battling this thing for a couple of days. Problem. Let go. Yesterday, the high on WPM was 52.5. I covered a lot of it this morning at 50. So it's $2, $2.50 on it. I had a lot of size, trust me. And then I was shorting more as it on the way down. Now I'm out of the position. Actually made good money in it, or actually averted disaster. Chewy, giddy up. I don't have it anymore, but that's going to go up nicely still. What else? Carvana, Bill, up and down, had great numbers. They ran it up to 100, I think, this morning. Am I on the chart still? Good, thank God. They ran it up to 100. I watched it. I couldn't do it. I had too much. Bill. They ran it up to almost 100. I was watching it. Then if it broke the open. So the bottom line is the smash, although this one lasted a little bit longer until about 10:30, 99 to 89. It's a $10 move. Now it's below. Now it's above the below the open range. Stock sexy. They blasted it. It's yet to be determined. It's probably going to come back a little bit. Then they'll buy it on the dip, but I don't think it's going to, this stock, I don't think it, I think that the new lows are put in. All right, what else do we have here? DoorDash gave it all back. The dog. I think I sold it last night too at 66, 65, $66 move. DoorDash, EOG. I don't want to look. I should look. 113. I'm not adding to winners. That's a contra trade. I should have added the Zillow as it breaks high. I should have added the Zillow. That's going to bother me all day. It's going to ruin my Kentucky Derby. I might have to have an extra mint julep to take the pain away on Zillow. But yeah, SDGR team, DraftKings, Square, WPM, Lyft, no interest. Did it bounce? I hope it bounced for someone that's buying this rat. I had bids last night. The lowest bids were, I don't know where they were. I think they were around here. No, they were lower than 818. I have no interest. You know what? If you think, car sharing is bullish, what would buy? I mean, there's so much overhead supply. Even every time it breaks down like this, similar breakdown, it might pop. I get it, like pull a snap and pop a couple of days. But why wouldn't you buy Uber? Why wouldn't you buy, I don't know. Who's up here? Paul's going in. We're about to find out if she's going to play out or not. Paul, good. What else we got? I'll go over some things in there. Let me go to my main streams. The futures are coming in a little bit. That's expected, but where's Wayfair? Not coming in as expected. It's oils. It's oils. You know what? I am short oil. Like I called it out. I short a lot of oil from 63.70. There's the gap, but today's open. It hit it 62.68. If it breaks this 62.67, it might drift down into this blah, 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 this area. I know it was a frantic buy. I don't know. You know what I mean? I know we shouldn't go short crude over the weekend. I get it. If I heard that every time I had a dollar for that, we could all retire. All 19,000 of us on TradeGATEHub. All right. Any other questions? What's coming in EOG? Something Devin's not coming in. TGTX, is that coming in? This rat team SDGR coin is not coming in. Lewis, I hope you're peeling some off, Daddy-O. By the way, I shorted some. And you know what? There are my shorts. I was up in it, and then I covered it unchanged. I said, this thing, I didn't have an ego there. Where's RCL? Is that thing coming in? RCL? Royal? Back in? Royal? What else we short? Wayfair? Wayfair? No, it's Weight Watchers. Oh, God. Weight Watchers making the move. Had bad news all around, and it's still going. There's Weight Watchers. I mean, you know what? What's Weight Watchers? You might have to buy it. I don't want to. But that's an opinion. If it was an AI stock, if it was anything, if the symbol was WWW, which is Wolverine, by the way, I might consider it. But Weight Watchers, it's got a lot of bad news in this thing now. And Jenny Craig's selling it. Look at the news of Weight Watchers. And actually, you want to talk about price action? I think the majority of people are out of the squeeze. Goldman does have a buy target on it. It did go from, it did double, but let's see what the market's coming in a little bit from the looks at the SPYs. And let's look why. Actually, it didn't come in a little bit. Well, we're off the highs, whatever. It's around 410 straight. You know what? I think a lot of the moves are made. I don't think they're going to turn around and say, you know what, hey, everybody, Apple was bad after all. So let's sell everything. I think the weak are going to get weaker, and I think they're going to continue to reward the strong stocks. As they should. And that's been, what? DraftKings shares being and raised. PACW. Oh, this is it. The banks. The market came in a little bit because the banks, they're halted up. Wood Wall. This Johnny Schwab, Charlie Schwab. Trade's over. Do you want to know what my opinion is on these banks? I know I might be on my trade's over. Trade's over. It's a danger zone. You want to take a scoop when they didn't make new lows on a wall, which was the one that never really went well. Trade's over. Trade's over. Not for me. Can't do it. I'm not that smart. Look at wall. I don't always listen. I'll do all my reading over the weekend and all my reading about AI and ChatGPT. And Sunday, uh, after I count how much money how much money I want on the Derby, I'll do read all my information about what the banks, what's going on a macro level. Then as I get closer to Sunday evening when the futures, I zoom in on smaller stuff. So I go out and out to in. So bottom line is IMGN calls, brought it up all week. I'm not in it. I don't know why, but they're doubling down on this thing. All right, let's go to the wise guys. I gotta go. No, I don't have to go. I'm going overboard. TGTX calls, May. Typical. Para bullish, September. I get it. You got to go to September, Lewis. It's going to take a while. You know what I mean? You want to tie up this stock, money in the stock. Para bullish. Guy's taking a stab at September. It has earnings. Next earnings, by the way, are August. So you got to wait till August for another pretty big move, unless Warren Buffett steps in it. IWM bullish. Why is that? Banks or small caps. CWH bullish. Oh, that was when I traded yesterday. What'd that do? Went right to the gap, CWH. I wanted to trade it, can't trade them all. Went right to yesterday's gap at 23.70 now. Camping World. Might need a camper if I get more margin calls. People feel the same. Coach will let me always go in his house. I know that. Stop being facetious. Let's count to finish. Meta BP. They're going into more January. BPs. They're backing up the bullish call on BP. I don't see any other ones. FXI bullish. That guy's taking a stab over the weekend, probably. Not interested in that guy. That's it. I don't see a lot. Believe me, my eye is trained to see this. And I don't see much. Let's see if anybody's texting me or notifying me. AMD, they're selling. AMD September calls. AMD September calls. Somebody says, you know what? This is it. AMD. I don't blame them. AMD is probably the September call waiting. It's probably that type of September situation. If it weathers some things here and there, AMD stays in this range, and then late in the, September is usually bullish. September calls. We'll leave with this. Probably more than words can say with this one. Not that to throw out a cheap cliche. This is it. Up high in relative volume. You could sort by time. As of half the day being traded, if you will, a page of stocks trading over 150%, 200%, down on high volume. This edifies my statement. 200% as of 12 o'clock. It's stock picking. Don't worry about the indices. Keep your eye on the VIX, because the VIX, VIX goes up, your position's going to move more, which is good for an active trader. If not, keep your eye on Apple. As everybody says, you're supposed to own Apple, not trade it. It probably looks that way to a degree now, which is why I'm putting up here. Let's go look on breakdown on the day, for example, right now, going with time. CVTA, VMware breaking down, FANG, Exxon, all oils are going lower. That's bullish for the market. As I see, oh, that's yesterday. What the hell's going on here? Breakdown day by time. Oh, I get it. I have to go opposite. Okay, let's look at for example, let's go, obviously the new high and new low list. What's breaking new highs? Edit, IMGN, AMC, MGI. MoneyGram was halted yesterday. Like price action range, MGI. I'm getting into myself here. I'm getting too internal. Oh, anyway, let me go back to TGH and have any questions to lead today off? Which horse you like later? That's a fair question. It's a brotherly like question. Let's go right here. For those that want to tune out, fine. DRF.com. Because a lot of listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I'm highly educated and I'm a pretty sharp dude, but I'm not as smart as a lot of people these days. But and for those that, a lot of what I learned at the racetrack, and do your due diligence about what I'm talking about, is I learned about money management, luck, momentum, patience. A lot of things I learned. So let's go to the Kentucky Derby. I do have a couple of picks. Let's go to tomorrow. Run for the roses. Here are my Derby picks. Paul, I know they got don't they have Ladbrokes over there still? You guys, TL, all those guys over there, even Joba, call in something from the submarine, man. Bet the Kentucky Derby. Here's my Kentucky Derby picks. Hold on, new share, Kentucky Derby. All right, this is the exacta box. And I'm giving you, just like TGH, these are high-level opinions for free. High level. This is the exacta box. 6, 11, 15, 18. You got that? We'll do that again. You box these. 6, 11, 15, and 18. Then what we'll all do is you tell me, Mike V, good job, and then we'll all parlay it and hopefully exponentially do it the next week. So we'll start there. That's what you got, guys, okay? I'm sorry if I went overboard at anybody's expense. We'll leave it here for TGH. So far, a great week. Anybody that missed a week again, please go to our Red YouTube channel. I know what I'm going to do after I sign off, besides ask my wife to borrow some money, go watch Coach's our YouTube channel, watch Coach's video, special situations and everything like that. Okay, guys? So thanks for tuning in. Always have a plan. Remember, know what you're buying. It's that type of volatility with the VIX trades. You don't want to be a bag holder. I get it. I've been there. It's not fun. It takes a lot of energy to handle a loser. Just like it takes a lot of energy to be mad, it takes a lot of energy to handle a loser. You know what I mean? Stop losses, trailing stops on winners